Gertrude Elion. One of your lesson in Inspiring Lives. We'll see a short biography about Gertrude Elion. Early life and education. Gertrude Belly Elion was born in New York on January 23rd, 1980. Her father was an immigrant from Lithuania to United States. He was a dentist in US. Her mother was a homemaker. When Gertrude was 12 years old, she was promoted 2 years ahead of her class. She did her graduation in chemistry in Hunter College in 1937. Since her family couldn't afford enough money for her studies, she decided to teach at high school and hospital. She took chemistry and physics as a permanent substitute for $7.50 a day. So this was her main work. Like she was interested in chemistry and physics, so she was working in a school, and she was permanently taken as a substitute for physics and chemistry subjects. She thought nobody took her serious. They wondered why women wanted to be a chemist. So those days women entering into chemistry field and all was very rare, and everybody was wondering why should Gertrude move into her move her career into this chemistry field. So nobody knew, but she had a lot of interest in that. Career and research. At the age of 19, with a degree in chemistry, she looked for work. She took jobs as a secretary, a chemistry teacher, and an unpaid worker in a lab. Finally, when World War II diminished the ranks of male chemists, Alien got a break. So many of the male chemists were taken away because during the World War there was a large demand for chemists. So male chemists and all weren't there, were there. They were taken for the war field. And Elian, now she had a break because there were nobody working no, for this. So she had a break there by making herself as an analytical chemist. Gertrude was hired as an analytical chemist. She will measure the acidity of pickles and color of mayonnaise. So for that reason, no, during the World War II, there were more demand for chemists. So at that time, she had a break and she was hired as an analytical chemist. Later on, she accepted a position of biochemist in 1944 at Burroughs Wellcome, the American outpost of a British pharmaceutical firm operated by a charitable trust, where biochemist George Hitchings was trying to make antagonist to nucleic acid derivatives. It would ultimately become the drug giant GlaxoSmithKline. So it was that time, particular time, 1944, she was accepted as a biochemist in that Burroughs Wellcome, and there you could see the biochemist George Hitchings also actually working. So and for a drug, so she was also joining hands with them. She spent 39 years there and became the head of the Department of Experimental Therapy in 1961. So she joined in 44. And after 39 years, we could see she has become the head of the experimental therapy. She did not wish to give up her exciting work in Burroughs Wellcome. So she couldn't finish her PhD degree, which required full time to prove her seriousness about her degree. So because she was engaged here itself, she couldn't go and do a PhD in a full time basis. So later on, she was awarded honorary PhD from New York University. So seeing all her works and all, she was been awarded a honorary PhD by New York University. Keeping and Eliot discarded the traditional trial and error approach to drug development in favor of a rational scientific approach, starting from the understanding that all cells require nucleic acid to reproduce. They reasoned that rapidly growing bacteria and tumors require even more to sustain the pace of growth. Like they find a way to disrupt their life cycle, and you find a way to stop disease. So this is their strategy. They didn't want to go for a trial and error method and all. They want to have a rational, specific, scientific approach. So what they did was they started understanding the cells, how they grow, how they reproduce, all this. So scientifically, she was into the theory, cell theory, and how this bacteria grows, all that. So Alien's first major discovery in 1950, when she was 32, was a purine compound that interfered with the formation of leukemia cells. So all this is a scientific term. So in 950, there was a break for her. She was first to discover that new leukemia cells, how they were, how they formed and how it become how it became dangerous and what sort of things can be used for it. So this is what her research was all about. This is what her discovery was. The drug was rushed to release because it put acute leukemia patients, often children fated to die within months of diagnosis, into complete remission. But the effect was temporary. Eventually, many relapsed. So it had both positives and negative effects. Uh, some people treated with this drug, okay, they started living, but some eventually died, and there was, it was just a temporary relief. So they wanted to really work on this project. So when children got well, Ellen was elated, but when they died, she was despondent, but determined to find a way to make the effects of a drug last longer. So when they were out of the disease, she was happy, but then when some died, she really felt bad. So that is the time she felt that she should even work more on this drug. Elion's final breakthrough was in the development of the antiviral drug Aclover, approved in 1977. So this is the famous thing, antiviral drug, which she was there. She was involved in that, and she played a significant role in the development of AZT, one of the first drugs used to treat HIV and AIDS. She also was crucial in the development of Nelarabine, which was worked on until her death in 1999. So Nelarabine drug also, she was totally involved in that, and you could see a lot and lot of work behind this HIV and AIDS drugs also she was involved in herself in. The Alien's name appears on 45 patents for life-saving and life-changing drugs. Many of the people those drugs affected took the time to express their gratitude. So many of the people, like, the drugs affected people, they took their own time to give their gratitude because they really felt happy, and because they were saved. Okay, she has saved their lives, and around 45 drug saving, life saving medicals. She would have her name will appear as a patent. So that means she was the one who has been into such discoveries. So she officially retired from Burroughs and Wellcome in 1983. So she officially retired from all her official duties. Even after retirement from Burroughs Wellcome, Gertrude continued almost full-time work at the lab. So she was there. Actually, she retired, but she couldn't come out. She wanted to do something more and more, so she was there only until her last period of her life. Elian had also worked for the National Cancer Institute, American Association of Cancer Research, and World Health Organization. Awards, you could see a lot of awards about the National Academy of Sciences, Nobel Prize in Medicine, where discovered important particles of drug treatment, and then American Academy of Arts and Science Award, then Garvin Allen Medal, then Sloan Kettering Institute Judd Award, American Chemical Society Distinguished Chemist Award, the American Academy of Achievements, Golden Plate Award, the American Association of Cancer Research Kane Award, the American Cancer Society Medal of Honor, the National Medal of Science, the Lemlison MIT Lifetime Achievement Award 1997. So you could see lot and lot. Okay, shows that how honorable person she was. She is such a great, eminent personality, and that's why she's been honored with so many awards. So, great personality about her we have learned. And Ellen never married or had children. However, her brother, whom she was close with, married and had two sons and a daughter that she took pride in being able to watch grow. So she was not married, and her brother got married, and he had two sons and a daughter. So she took them as her own children, and she started watching them grow. She listed her hobbies as photography, travel, opera, and ballet, and listening to music. So these are all, like, we could say that she loved all these things in her life. During a leisure period, she used to enjoy with these hobbies, and she kept a file of letters from patients or relatives of patients who had benefited from her work. So lots and lots of letters will reach us. Once someone is going to be, living because of her medicine, truly, they are going to be very grateful to her. So the gratitude of theirs will be shown by letters. So she's got all those letters. She has been piling up all those letters. Helene said that being able to help these people was a reward greater than the Nobel. So I'm not so happy about my Nobel. I'm very happy about saving so many people. So though her individual discoveries were significant, when Elion received the Nobel Prize, it wasn't for one particular drug. It was for a new, more rational approach to drug development. So that is a difference. Many will get their Nobel Prizes, but it was so totally different for rational approach to drug development. So you have to remember this. So to simply put, Elion changed the way researchers develop drugs. So as a result, although she died in 1999 at the age of 81, Gertrude Elion is still saving lives. So with all her drugs, we could see people are still living, have been saved from all these disease only because of her drugs. So and when she was a student, and then you could see when she was at Barrow's Welcome, that laboratory, and here when she was receiving her Nobel Prize. So this is all about our Prize winner Gertrude Elion's story. Thank you. You can make it as an essay and write it for your exam. Thank you.